warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I will do a literature review with the title The Development of Science and Technology, the Act of Globalization that Affect Education. To fulfill coursework Bahasa Inggris, sporting lecture, Miss Ratna Purwanti, S.Pd, M.Pd, and Miss Wulan, Aulia, Azizah, M.Pd. Before that, introduce, my name is Nurul Azmy. My name 1910-125-120-0017. My class 5B PGSD, absent number 5. Okay, next, introduction. In the current of globalization, technology is rapidly developing, but communication and information technology so that is hard to widely affect every aspect of human life. Science is growing over time. The development of this science support the creation of new technology that mark the progress of the time. Until now, the developing technology has entered the digital stage, including in Indonesia. Every field has started to exactly technology to facilitate work, including in the field of education. The technology and result of the development of science which occurs in the world of education. The refer is effort for education itself to also on technology to help me implementation of learning. Education it cause and planning effort to raise the learning atmosphere and learning process so that learning actively devote to religious, spiritual strike, self-control, personality, intelligence, nobleness as well as the skill need the most society, nation, and state. Education technology is a system method for planning, using, and assessing all teaching and learning active with ancient but theoretical and human source, and the interaction between the two thus getting a more effective from education. The Grand Dictionary of Indonesia, according to Yusuf, education technology is a system progress in helping to solving problems. Okay, next, method. The system offers need to be used in explaining education because in today's global era the world of education has developed in such a way that it becomes a sharing thing, tougher strategy that school or education institution of the future must direct their learning to learn how to learn. Learning strategy, the era of globalization today has a very significant influence of learning patterns that are able to empower learning. Global demand have changed the learning paradigm from a traditional learning paradigm to a modern learning paradigm. But the real learning party more often traditional learning strategy than new learning. This seems to be close related to the law proposal of teacher. Okay, next. Implementation of technology and education in the era of globalization. One, learning media. One example of digital technology is the internet. The internet can allow teacher to present lessons to be more interesting to learning correctly. Internet-based learning, such as web learning, or online learning, distance learning, has been widely the learning use internet as a medium. Two, technology administrative tool can also be used as administrative tools. Also, cite that one the benefit of digital technology is an improvement in the effective of organizer education institution by using computer as one of the digital technology production. Digital institute can more manage administrative data, including student data, teacher data, and school data is live. Three, learning resource. Side digital technology can help teacher to production, listen materials, and allow team to speed time with learners. With the availability of computer, teacher can draw up learning plan and material needed by learning to be studied. In addition, quarterly by using digital technology, more learning, get money companies in learning. The availability of a book when the companies learning to buy books in store to get learning resource, learning simple download books that already available of the internet. Okay, next, result and education. The advance of information science and technology has changed the way people look and live in Indonesia and caring, or the activists, the excited and role of information technology in the education system has brought a new era of development in the world of education, but the development have not be balanced with me into its human resource. The determine the success of the world of education in Indonesia in general. This is more because we will lack our human resource, the uncertainty information technology, a system of information technology that not only serve a means of support, but more the mind we want to support the success of the world of education so as to be able to complete the global market, facing the 21st century UNESCO through the international communication of education for the 21st century recommends universal education for life with a child basis or for fleas of the learning no skill, learning to develop learning to develop yourself, and learning to love to know skill learning to know themselves, learning to develop yourself, and learning to learn to know skill. Learning to be developed, teams learning, and learning live together, learning to live society. Inactive the four pillars of education in the current era of globalization. Teacher must have the ability to complete and happy every information and communication technology and learning according to Rosenberg. With the development of S.Pd, use the circle shift in the learning process, namely freeze from the classroom to where and when. That is learning that is usually only done in school, cannot be done over and anytime by internet. Watch is usually done using Google Classroom media, Zoom and many other media, but from favor to online of challenge. Men's usually student of teacher, usually learning love paper or book, but can now learning to various media such as Google and while using the word. Did from physical facility to New York facility. That is learning that usually using black waterproof or white waterboard can now be reversed to virtual waterboard using LCD or TV-like screen. Then are some size waterbooks. In relation education, globalization is one of factors that affect the implementation of education in Indonesia based on the result of a survey according Maulana Wirayuda in a journal, a tight evaluation of the quality of education, the era of globalization, quoted to a large 56 respondents from various professional backgrounds. The majority of them know that globalization is one of the factors that have in fact on the world of education, such again can be seen from the following data. A survey diagram of the effect of globalization on education. The result the survey with reference material that occulted the people of Indonesia already used and now cruelty and globalization can have effect on education, but to share our style to sudu to cruelty style. What is the effect to influence of globalization as value for education? Okay, last, causing and limitation. Education in the era of globalization means the integration of national education into world education. Students must be uniquely with a deck competence so that students exercise in a high competitive global era. There are several problem and challenge faced by the world of education in the era of globalization, including the quality of education, professionalism of education personnel, culture, learning strike, manage environment challenge, and challenge of scientific and technology progress. Technology and the world of education, a system then you to support learning so that result are activated. The implementation of technology in education in Indonesia is technology can usually as medium of learning, administrative tools, and learning result. The improvement of technology of education in Indonesia, in addition to having a positive effect, also has a negative effect. The positive effect, the more effect in matters of time, cost, logis in of institutional use, while the negative effect, the technology can check social life. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.